Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the 2021 Virtual New Plant Awards. We're absolutely delighted to be able to continue the New Plant Awards during the COVID restrictions. They're now established, as I'm sure you're all aware, as the main event for new plant introductions to the trade every year. We're only sorry, of course, that we weren't able to hold the New Plant Awards at the National Plant Show. This is the second time now we've had to cancel due to COVID, but you know, at the same time, we're delighted that we were able to go ahead as a virtual event. That said, our grower members have continued to support the awards, and we've had almost 100 entries again this year, which demonstrates the importance that they and the whole of the garden industry places on new plants and new plant introductions. For many, new plant introductions are the lifeblood of the nursery, and it shows the commitment and enthusiasm that everybody has for new plants. Equally important to retailers and gardening and the gardening public, I think it's really interesting to note that they help to maintain a level of excitement and enthusiasm in gardening as an activity. But it's also much more than that. New plant introductions are the culmination of many years of commitment, both in terms of time and money, to breed something that is an improvement on what went before, and so helps to ensure the longevity of our industry and the success of it as well. We've had some absolutely stunning entries this year, which I know have given our judging panel a great deal to think about. And so I'd now like to hand over to HGA's Horticulture Manager, Pippa Greenwood, to introduce the judges.
Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Martin. Yeah, it was a fantastic judging session and made so good and so productive by the wonderful set of judges that we were lucky enough to have on board. These judges were Laura Jackson from Swarkston Nursery, Andy Smith from the Klondike Group, Chris Young, who'll know as the RHS Editor at Large, and Jane Moore, who was representing the Garden Media Guild. It was a really good set of judges because, of course, they're looking at things from slightly different perspectives. Everyone heavily involved with growing and loving plants, as well as their sort of retail side. So really wonderful. And those were our judging panels. And with that, I guess it's time to hand over to Laura, who will tell us a little bit about the annual category and the winner. Laura. Hello, Laura, are you? Laura, I wondered if you could tell us just a little bit about the winner in the annuals category. Laura, you're on mute. I hate to say this.
Sorry, I had a technical breakdown just as I go live. Typical. I hope everyone can hear me now. It's been a pleasure to help judge the National Plant Awards, and I'm delighted to announce that the winner of the Best New Annual Plant this year is Dahlia Happy Days Halo. It's been grown by Allensmore. You can see a lovely picture of it just there, and bred by Syngenta. And it's a great new addition to the already popular Happy Days series. We particularly love the vibrant bicolour of the flower with the orangey yellow centre going to the pink tips, and the contrast between that and the almost black foliage. But now I'll hand over to Pippa, ready for the next one.
Yes, and I have the winner of the houseplant category. This was Spathiphyllum Jet Diamond. An amazing houseplant introduced here by Javado, or entered here by Javado Plants. It's quite extraordinary. None of us had ever seen, and in fact, this is apparently the only variegated spathiphyllum. It's of course, got huge appeal, not only because there are so many more houseplant growers now than perhaps there were 18 months or so ago, but also because it's got such striking variegated foliage, which means that it's going to look extraordinary and eye-catching even when it's not in flower. It's also said to be pretty good in relatively gloomy conditions, which is odd for a variegated plant, and also, well, when a bit dry. So to me, this also sounds like a brilliant plant for those that might put a little bit of neglect on their house plant. So this was the one the judges chose, and that's the winner. Thank you. And I would now like to pass on to Andy for the Herbaceous Perennials winner. Andy. Andy, you're mute.
Yep, great little herbaceous plant here, perennial plant, a little bee friendly. The winner of this category is Allium Lavender Bubbles by Fairweather's Nurseries. Great foliage, and good flower color, and very good for our bees in the garden. One for an all-round gardener, and that is Allium Lavender Bubbles is the winner.
Holly, would it be possible to have a picture of lavender? Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. As I say, it's by Fairweathers. Great foliage, good for an allium, late flowering. Beautiful for those bees, good for containers. And as I say, good one for all-round gardeners, young and old. So really congratulations to that winner there. And then I'll hand over to my fellow judge, to Jane.
Hello, thank you for asking me to be involved with this. It's been a great honour to judge the New Plant Awards, and I think the Shrubs and Climbers category had some particularly good entries, and quite a difficult thing for the judges to just pick one. I think we would have all liked to have picked 2 or 3 really, but the one we did pick I think was an out-and-out standout favourite amongst us all, and that is Hydrangea Little Spooky. I think we all felt that it was going to be a great garden plant, a really popular plant in the garden centres and nurseries. It looks absolutely great in a pot. Looks great on a trolley. So I think, and it will look brilliant in containers and late summer planting schemes, as well as in the garden generally. So I think it was a real favourite amongst all the judges and a very worthy winner of this category. So I'd now like to hand over to Chris, who is going to introduce the final category.
Thank you, Jane. Hello, everybody. Yeah, great to be here, and thanks again for asking me to help judge. It's great to see the balance of these plants, from the annuals to the house plants to the shrubs and trees. And I have the joy of telling you the winner of the trees and conifers section. And this is Cercis canadensis Eternal Flame. I mean, really, who doesn't love a Cercis? And we know how popular forest pansy is. But this Eternal Flame has been submitted by Frank P. Matthews, has been bred by J.C. Ralston Arboretum in America. The trees you would expect grows to about 8 to 10 foot high in about 5 years, has the pink pea-like flowers, but it's really this foliage that you can see that it really caught our eye. And the foliage, apparently, it has this variation through the season, depending on the heat and the temperature and the rain. And there's some really lovely colours, everything from greens to yellows to oranges to the coppers. So it really is a standout plant, and we think will do really well, not only in a nursery or garden centre, but would look beautiful in the garden. So it was very much commended by all of the judges. So thank you very much. Back to you, Pippa.
And with that, I think actually what we now need to do is to tell you a little bit about the category of Best in Show. So of all those winners, who was deemed to be the best by the judges? And for that, I will pass you on to Andy.
Okay, after a lot of deliberation and actually conversations, the winner of the Best in Show for the judges, it came down to Allium Lavender Bubbles. Congratulations to that winner. As we've said, a lovely little plant for all gardeners, great as bee-friendly plant, lovely foliage, and I think we were all satisfied that we've chose a extremely good winner there as the winner of Best in Show for 2021.
Thanks, Andy, and thanks to all the judges, and congratulations to all the category winners. I think we've got some really fantastic plants there. As you all know, as well as the Judge Awards, we have the Visitor Vote Award, and we're very grateful to Nick Mathias and Flora Media for sponsoring this category once again. The Visitor Vote was announced in last Friday's member update, and I'm delighted to say that we received over 350 votes this year. So, you know, a fantastic commitment to choosing the best visitor vote. I'll now hand over to Nick, who's going to announce the winner.
Well, thank you for everybody that has voted. It's a real, delight to see that so many people have got involved. Congratulations to Allensmore. An exceptional year of high standards in the category in general. The Visitors Vote Award is a real accolade to the passion and expertise we see coming out of Allensmore. So we're thrilled to say that it's a very striking plant that has won the award, the Polynomium Golden Feathers from Allensmore Nurseries. So congratulations to them. A plant with abundant mauve flowers held above some rather glorious variegated golden foliage. It's surely an impressive addition to pots and gardens everywhere. So well done to them. Polynomium Golden Feathers. Well done, Allensmore.
Thank you very much, Nick. And equally, my congratulations to Allensmore for their award, and also to Fairweathers for the overall award in the judged category. And well done to all of those to all of those category winners. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank all of the growers that have entered new plants this year. Without your continued support, we of course wouldn't be able to host the awards. And also thanks to all of you that voted in the virtual New Plant Awards and helped to make this a really enjoyable event. I'm going to hand over again now to Pippa to say a few last words. Pippa?
Yes, I just wanted to say my huge thanks to the judges. As I mentioned at the beginning, they were a really good, wide-ranging set of judges. But what made it total pleasure was the fact that everyone sort of pulled together. There was a great deal of enthusiasm. I know an awful lot of time went into looking at all those entries, reading up about them, looking at photos, sort of trying to work out just how novel and how much better these were than existing varieties. It can be quite time consuming, but everyone came to the judging session full of life and enthusiasm, which is just what I wanted to see. I think everyone was inspired by those gorgeous plants. So my huge thanks to all of you. As Martin just said, we had some fantastic plants that were entered. Sadly, not everyone won. I hate saying that because it sounds like a sort of nursery school teacher saying everyone needs to win, but believe me, the entries were fantastic. The winners, of course, were even more fantastic. But the great thing is now that we've got those behind us, hopefully that will be really good for the industry. And I really look forward to welcoming back the judges again next year for the National Plant Show 2022, which we anticipate and are determined to make into a real-time event, which will make the judging far less of a screen chore and into what I'm sure will be total plant pleasure. So Martin, I hope you can tell everyone a little bit more, please, about National Plant Show 2022.
Thank you, Pippa. Yes, I will do. But before I do that, I'd just like to invite the HGA President, Boyd Douglas Davies, to say a few words.
Thank you, Martin, and thank you to all the judges for what they've done. But most importantly, thank you to the growers for participating. As members of the organisation, we can see what a difficult year it's been the last 18 months for growers particularly. Retailers as well and landscape members, but most importantly the growers have had a really tough time with that lockdown last year impacting. So to see such wonderful plants still coming through and such enthusiasm for new plants just reinforces really my passion for our industry, and I'm sure everybody else in the industry. You know, we've had a year that none of us ever imagined, none of us ever planned for. But what we can see coming out of the tail of this COVID nightmare is that horticulture is at an all-time high. The importance of plants to garden centres has never been so great. And I think if ever anybody doubted where plants sat in the pecking order against restaurants and Christmas departments and garden furniture, then there is no doubt that plants are king of the tree. And we're so delighted to have such good plants coming through from our British growers. It really makes running a retail operation a pleasure, really, when you get such good plants coming through and such innovation all the time and such wonderful quality as well. So congratulations to everybody. I think our industry is the winner at the moment. So I think, Pippa, putting your school teacher hat on, we are all winners in that context. And I wish you all well for the summer. I think the HTA has a lot of work to do on various other topics now. We've got past, hopefully, the lockdown issues. And we'll work hard for you all to ensure that we get our best representation at government and any other organisations which wish to have an opinion, shall we say, about how we do things. And the team are very focused on protecting our members' interests and helping you to have better businesses and to flourish as the years come ahead. So well done, everybody. Thank you all for taking part. Thank you to the judges and the team, of course, at HCA for pulling this together. And I'm certainly looking forward to hearing about Plant Show 2022, Martin. Thank you.
Thank you, Boyd. Along those lines, I'm delighted to announce that the National Plant Show 2022 will be taking place on June the 21st and 22nd at Stoneleigh Park as normal. And as Pippa said, we are determined that that's going to be a in-person event. And I really look forward to doing all of this again next year and to seeing all of you there next year in what promises to be, I'm sure, a very, very enjoyable and interesting event. So thanks again to everybody for attending this morning. Thanks again to the judges, the nurseries that have entered, and congratulations to all the award winners.